Hey there. If you're newly sober or just thinking about stopping and feeling more overwhelmed than anything else, stick around. Hello and welcome back. My name is Jennifer. I'm a mother of 4 in recovery from alcohol addiction, sharing things I've learned along the way, hoping that some things that have been helpful for me will be helpful for you too. If that's something that interests you, please hit subscribe to follow along for more. So it's a privilege when I meet someone in really early recovery because I have a pretty good idea of how much intense work they're doing to make it through the day, let alone to stand there talking to me. Early recovery is a huge feat, one that most people end up going through a few times in their lives. And it can feel very wrong. Basically, every moment, every decision is now different. But most likely, you're not doing it wrong. It's just really super weird and overwhelming. So 3 major things are happening in early recovery. The first is a loss of the primary coping mechanism. Our substance or addictive behavior was regulating our stress, our emotions, our boredom. So for a while, removing that creates a gap. Suddenly we feel everything. All of the things we may have been avoiding or medicating are right there, loud and clear, in full force. Feels great. The second thing that's happening is nervous system recalibration. Because our nervous system has gotten used to things being a certain way for a long time, when it changes suddenly, our stress response is going to be really strong. Our emotions are going to feel raw, fast, confusing. And things like our sleep and our appetite and our ability to focus are going to be somewhat disrupted. The third thing that can happen, and this may sound a little melodramatic, but we actually experience a pretty big disruption in identity. Essentially, without all of that, who am I? My routines, my rituals, my social roles are gone. This sounds terrifying, but stick with me. First of all, we'll get the things out of the way that do not help. Number 1 is going to be the things that most people say. I mean, we know what kind of comments are generally unhelpful. Just be grateful, just stay positive. At least you're not dead. But honestly, when we're feeling overwhelmed, a lot of advice, good or bad, just won't help anything. Either we're being asked a bunch of questions. Most of us in those early days are in no state to be thinking in general, but trying to answer questions or suddenly be accountable to everything, it's just not possible. Another thing that does not help is white knuckling. If the only thing that we can muster is just don't do it, just don't do it, just don't do it, just don't do it, we're not going to last very long. And like with number 1, being told to just not do it is useless. But having no tools, no structure, no anything at our disposal, we're almost guaranteed to be fighting a losing battle. Number 3, however, is going too far in the opposite direction, overwhelming ourselves with rules, goals, self-improvement. And this will be tempting because we want to do everything we can to make it work, to avoid going backward, to do it right. But trying to fix everything, including the overwhelmed feeling itself, can really just make it louder and stronger. So let's skip right ahead to what does help. I've got a list of 4 tools here, but there are many more. So the main idea of these tools is stabilization. We're not trying to become the most perfect version of ourselves. We're just trying to get stabilized. Things are out of whack. So here are 4 tools that can reduce the overwhelm by helping to stabilize things. Number 1, reduce inputs. This means fewer decisions, simpler days, less stimulation. If you go into the hospital or detox at the beginning of your sobriety, then this will kind of be imposed on you anyway. But anything at all that you can do to simplify your days will leave space to recover. This is going to look so different from person to person. So if you're looking for ideas, let me know. Anyway, the point is, this isn't the time to try and reinvent your whole life. Number 2, it's very simple. It's right back to basics. Naming emotions. Right now, in this moment, I feel. If you have access to a wheel of emotions, a feelings wheel, or a list of emotions, it's a great time to have it at your bedside or in your bag. Pull it out 2 or 3 times a day and just have a check-in. In this moment, I feel like there doesn't need to be a story attached. There doesn't need to be any kind of explanation, and there doesn't need to be a fix for whatever the emotion is. We're taking it just simply back to being able to listen to ourselves, being able to be aware of what we're actually feeling. It's a very simple exercise. And if you don't have a feelings wheel, or if you wonder what the heck I'm talking about, I will link one that you can grab and print out for free or save it to your phone. Tool number 3, create mooring lines. If you know me at all, you knew this one was coming. Mooring lines are the ropes that hold a boat to the dock. And in recovery, the dock is sobriety. And so we create a small list of activities, very small, very simple, that will keep us steady, stable, on track. Again, keeping our days as simple as we can. An example could be a meeting, a walk, one safe person, one grounding routine. And you don't even have to have all of those in one day. But these are building blocks to keep away both white knuckling and a slow drift back into relapse. Which leads me to number 4, shrink time. So we don't have to think about forever. We can just think about today. We don't have to think about later today. We can just think about right now. Thinking small like that will take the pressure off from trying to fix our entire lives all at once. So hopefully 1 or all 4 of those tools sound useful to you, and I'd love to hear if you try them, if they work out for you. So maybe now you're asking, how long will this last, this early recovery period where things feel so overwhelming? Unfortunately, there isn't a simple, measurable answer, but here are a few things you can expect. A feeling of overwhelm comes in waves. Relief also comes in waves. Feeling overwhelmed doesn't mean that recovery isn't working. In fact, a lot of the time, it means that it is. And stability may grow quietly. It may feel like you're not accomplishing anything, but you really are. And that calls back to the last tool as well, of shrinking time and just keeping our focus on what we are managing in this moment. We'll begin to see trends when they're in the rearview mirror, if you know what I mean. So if you are currently in early sobriety, or you've just taken on a new habit or are dropping an old bad habit, first of all, I'm really proud of you, because this is not easy, and I know what a sacrifice it is to just step into that, and it takes a lot of courage. Second of all, you're not alone. There are lots of people out there who want to lend support, life experience, expertise, myself included. I'm just someone who's going through this myself, and I'm just a few steps farther ahead along the path. I have a passion for learning and getting the most accurate information I can about things. Most of what I share is my lived experience. And so if you're looking for a place to come and hear more about things I've tried that have worked, things that weren't for me, please come back for more. I've also been told I have a soothing voice, so if you just need to put this video on to put yourself to sleep at night, go right ahead. As always, thanks for stopping by. Please take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Bye.